Paris, 1941. The City of Light has grown dim under the shadow of Nazi occupation. Cafes and clubs remain open, but their laughter is hollow, and every note of music carries an undertone of resistance or resignation. Simone Duval is a young jazz singer performing at Le Chat Noir, a smoky nightclub where Germans and Parisians mingle uneasily. Simone is a vision in her crimson dress, her voice weaving melancholy and hope into songs that momentarily make patrons forget the war. Beneath her calm facade lies deep resentment for the occupiers who have claimed her city. Her life is confined to the stage in her tiny apartment, where memories of a freer Paris haunt her. One evening, Simone's estranged brother, Alain, arrives at her apartment clutching a bleeding arm. Alain, a resistance fighter, gives her a piece of sheet music with a coded message hidden in its notes. He pleads with her to deliver it to a contact at Le Jardin Vert, a cafe known as a neutral meeting place. Reluctantly, Simone agrees, knowing refusal could doom her brother and his comrades. At the cafe, she encounters James Whittaker, a British intelligence officer posing as a Swiss journalist. James immediately suspects Simone's nervous demeanor and watches her closely. Moments later, Gestapo agents storm the cafe. The drop is compromised, forcing Simone and James to flee through the winding alleys of Paris. Narrowly escaping capture, Simone angrily confronts James, blaming him for the ambush. James counters that the resistance has a mole, and Simone's actions must have drawn attention. Despite their distrust, they agree to work together to uncover the mole and continue the mission. Simone's performances at Le Chat Noir take on a new purpose as James convinces her to use her proximity to German officers to gather intelligence. She reluctantly agrees, slipping coded messages to James after her sets. Her charm and beauty attract the attention of Hans Keller, a shrewd SS officer with a reputation for ferreting out resistance activity. Keller's interest in Simone is both a blessing and a curse, giving her access to critical information but placing her under increasing scrutiny. As they work together, Simone and James form a tentative bond. Simone confesses her guilt for staying in Paris while others join the fight. Her mother had begged her to keep singing, claiming music could offer solace in dark times. James, burdened by the loss of comrades, shares his belief that small acts of resistance can turn the tide of war. Their mutual vulnerability softens the walls between them, and romantic tension simmers beneath the surface. Their mission takes a dark turn when Alain is captured. Keller intercepted one of Simone's messages, using it to track down her brother. Distraught, Simone accuses James of prioritizing the broader mission over her family. James insists they cannot abandon their work, but guilt gnaws at him as he realizes Simone's involvement puts her in constant danger. Determined to save her brother, Simone agrees to perform at a high-profile gala hosted by Keller at the Hotel Lutetia, the Gestapo's headquarters in Paris. The event offers a rare opportunity to gather critical intelligence and attempt a rescue. James secures a forged identity to infiltrate the gala as a waiter, while Simone rehearses her performance, knowing one false note could cost her life. The night of the gala arrives. Simone captivates the room with a haunting rendition of La Vie en Rose, her voice masking the turmoil within. As she sings, James navigates the opulent halls, locating the basement where Alain is being held. Keller, enamored with Simone, invites her to join him at his table. Simone uses her wits to keep Keller's attention, buying James precious time. In the basement, James overpowers a guard and frees Alain, but their escape triggers an alarm. Chaos erupts as Keller realizes something is amiss. Simone seizes the moment, smashing a wine bottle to create a distraction. She and James reunite with Alain, fleeing through the service corridors as gunfire echoes behind them. Keller corners them near an exit, but Simone's quick thinking saves the day. She lures Keller into a trap, allowing James to subdue him and ensure their escape. With Alain safely smuggled out of Paris, Simone and James return to their respective roles in the resistance. Their relationship deepens, though both understand the fragility of their circumstances. Simone continues to sing at Le Chat Noir, her performances now layered with subtle acts of rebellion. Hidden in her lyrics are coded messages for the resistance, a silent declaration that Paris has not surrendered. James, watching from the shadows one evening, allows himself a rare moment of hope. The fight is far from over, but for now, the spy and the Songbird have found harmony amid the discord of war. Months pass, and Simone grows increasingly skilled in her double life. However, The resistance suffers a string of devastating losses, and James becomes convinced the mole remains at large. Tension mounts between Simone and James as suspicion begins to creep into their partnership. Every action feels scrutinized, every move fraught with danger. One evening, Simone notices a regular patron at Le Chat Noir acting suspiciously. Through careful observation, she discovers the man, posing as a resistance sympathizer, is feeding information to the Gestapo. When James confirms her findings, they devise a plan to expose him without compromising their network. The plan, however, comes at a cost. Simone must put herself in Keller's direct line of fire, orchestrating a trap at another high-profile event. As Keller and the mole close in, Simone uses her performance to create chaos. James takes advantage of the distraction to eliminate the mole, but Keller escapes, vowing revenge. The Gestapo tightens its grip on Paris, and Keller launches a personal vendetta against Simone, now suspecting her true allegiance. Despite the danger, Simone refuses to abandon her city or her mission. She and James work tirelessly to orchestrate one final, high-risk operation to smuggle vital intelligence out of Paris to London. The mission culminates in a harrowing chase through the Paris catacombs. With Keller and his men in pursuit, Simone and James navigate the labyrinthine tunnels, carrying a microfilm reel containing plans for a major Nazi offensive. The tension reaches a fever pitch as they emerge onto the Seine, where a resistance boat awaits. In a final confrontation, Keller corners them. Simone faces him down, using every ounce of her courage and wit to buy James enough time to secure their escape. A gunshot rings out and Keller falls, defeated at last. Bruised but victorious, Simone and James board the boat, watching the city recede as dawn breaks. Simone and James part ways, knowing their paths may never cross again. Simone remains in Paris, her songs continuing to inspire hope and resistance. James returns to London, carrying with him not only the intelligence, but the memory of a woman who turned the tide of his mission and his heart. Moral of the story: though their story ends in separation, their impact resonates far beyond the war. The spy and the songbird remain symbols of defiance, love, and the enduring power of the human spirit.